Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 525.
525.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. We're talking about a little bit of Halloween, but we're heading very quickly into Christmas.
Very quick.
Right now. So if you're looking to book a holiday trip especially, check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Head to their website for a no obligation quote. We've got Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party coming up, although many dates have already sold out. There's just so much going on. Jollywood Nights, the cruise, everything. So much.
Yeah, so definitely check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel for a no obligation quote. First, though, we're going to talk about Halloween. And here we are at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort.
I missed that. You just showed like that Mickey
That was,
and Pluto
yes,
artwork.
You walked by it multiple times. It was by the campfire area.
I missed that. So anyway, we're looking at the Fort Wilderness Golf Cart Parade, the Halloween Golf Cart Parade. We have been posting about this for almost 15 years now.
It is our 15th year.
Is it?
Yes.
So it's really always such a fun time to see what the campsite guests bring to the table. We've got a Pandora cart. They're really creative. And it is all campsite guests here.
And sometimes you know what is going on with it. Like, for instance, you just saw that monorail go by that had the actual monorail spiel being played. So the audio even goes along with it.
And here's Cruella. Cruella's back. This is I think this is about her third year.
Yeah.
And she was even, when they did the Halfway to Halloween, she showed up for that as well.
Cruella is a big Halloween fan, I guess.
So there's many carts that we recognize from years past, but also
Mickey.
new ones. And we have the Buc-ee's.
Lot of Bucky.
There is
Bucky
a lot of
made his
Buc-ee's, yeah.
big appearance at Fort Wilderness. Never saw so much Bucky before.
And this is really cool. This is an Oga's Cantina cart. And I just thought this was one of my favorites.
Look at the coasters down there, very detailed.
They put so much effort into that. And there's a lot of the Nightmare Before Christmas. We've got Oogie Boogie. Now, we've seen this Zero in previous years, at least 1 year.
Yeah.
And so that's another cool one that came back.
I would say there's more Nightmare Before Christmas than any other IP in the parade this year.
And there's Slinky Dog Dash. And I thought that was it was also one of the 6 top carts. I don't know who won. And we've seen Woody's Roundup before. Another really fun cart.
Yeah, they do such a great job. I really hope somebody watching this in the comments can tell us who the winners were. That usually happens every year.
And we were not there long enough for the winner. We had been there so long that day.
I love this Wall-E. The Wall-E one is another fantastic cart.
But I don't think that one made it into the top. But I thought that was a really fun one.
Not in the top 7.
Oh, is it top 7 this year?
I think.
It
We'll
was
look
top 6.
because I'm going to show them. We're going to look at all of them at night lined up.
And Darth Vader is here.
One of our favorites.
And there's more, I believe, Nightmare Before Christmas next as well.
Darth Vader needs to be kind of rocking, though. We're used to a bouncing Darth Vader.
Well, the bouncing Darth Vader was from Port Orleans, French Quarter, when they did the
Mardi Gras parade.
Yes. And we've got Merry Thanksgiving, which we've seen a number of years. We've got Alice in Wonderland, and I think that might be returning as well.
Yeah, she said off with their heads as she went by.
And
Magic
Aladdin,
Carpet?
Yes, Aladdin's Magic Carpet.
That's a great one. We saw that one when we were just walking around the campsites looking at all the decorations.
And this is like a haunted house.
Oh, look at the witch up there. The witch is on her legs. I didn't even notice that in person.
I actually had not noticed that either. And the one thing is, while you're looking at these golf carts, a lot of times you can look at the back of them and see just as much as you see in the front, you know, something different.
Right. There's so much detail. Just watching the parade go by, you miss a lot, really.
And there is the Jungle Cruise themed cart. We just did the Jingle Cruise yesterday. I don't know if we're talking about that today.
We are, indeed.
Oh, we are. I actually have no idea everything we're talking about.
Oogie Boogie is driving. I didn't notice that
Yes, I did.
before.
I have pictures of Oogie Boogie
with
driving.
Jack and Zero and Sally back there. Here's another Nightmare Before Christmas.
With the masks for Lock, Shock, and Barrel. And we've got Sally on the back.
In our tradition, Halloween night tradition, when we hand out candy, we watch Nightmare Before Christmas. So it was very nice. We just saw that recently. Here is the tank. You see Captain of the Americas on top of the tank there.
Captain America. So this was a fun addition this year.
Yeah, so many great carts.
And really, again, this is something that you can go over to Fort Wilderness and watch on. This is Halloween Eve, and so we always enjoy that. And
The
here,
traditional finale.
well, I always like seeing Michael Myers from Halloween, and I wish we had watched Halloween on Halloween as well because I enjoyed that
We
movie
have
as
to
well.
do that.
It's
We'll
something
have to
I
do that.
first watched when I was like 16 or 17, at home. I actually really like that movie too.
But it's very interesting. That's always the last cart, and it shows up at all the different holidays.
Right, he was
even
there
Christmas.
for 4th of July, and halfway to Halloween. I believe he was there last year for halfway to Halloween
Right,
as well.
right.
So to me, it's never a golf cart parade until Michael Myers shows up.
And the fire truck. The real ending is the
Yes.
fire truck.
And so Chip and Dale, we've seen them over the years mostly as vampire and pirate.
Right.
But the last couple of years, they have been cop and robber, and they're coming out when it's almost going to be pitch black. So, like when I saw them, it was like totally dark.
Well, last year they came out a little bit earlier and they did a traditional meet and greet, so it wasn't quite as dark. But this year they were roaming, which has its advantages and disadvantages. Honestly, it was a lot of fun. I thought I liked both ways, but this was fun with them roaming, and they were very, very fun characters.
The one disadvantage is you're not meeting them together,
Right.
or seeing them together because they're, in coordinating outfits of, cop and robber.
Right.
So you've got a cop on one side and a robber on the other side. But they were still, they were still fun. I was surprised while we're looking at Chip and Dale that they did not have more food trucks this year because last year they had like 6.
I was going to say that. Normally there's a
Outside
whole
ones.
the full food truck regalia is out there, but this year you just had the Fort Wilderness food truck. So interesting. I
thought
noticed
that was
that as well.
And plus you have Trails End as well.
Which we did patronize, by the way.
Right. And yeah, I love Trails End. So we had our meal there, our dinner there. Chip is a police officer, and he's on the run. Well, he's not on the run. Dale is on the
was
run.
on the run.
Yes, but he's looking for Dale in his robber outfit, and we could have shown him, but I don't think he was looking too hard.
No, I don't think so. But we're just wrapping it up with them. The characters are always so much fun on Halloween Eve. After this, though, we went straight over to see the Headless Horseman, and we're going to be getting to that in a minute as we say goodbye to Chip and Dale. Here it is. It's the Headless Horseman at the Tri-Circle D Ranch.
And this is, I think this is the second year that he has been over here.
It's the
in this
second
area?
year that we were there. It actually started happening the year before, but we
that's
went
right.
home because we didn't know it was going to happen. But our friend said, "Oh, next year, make sure you stick around," and we did. And this was once again another year. It's a very nice bonus. I mean, I really love our Halloween Eves at Fort Wilderness.
The first time I saw the Headless Horseman, though, at Fort Wilderness, I don't even think I knew you yet.
You probably didn't.
Yes, and they had like a haunted hayride. Or a haunted
I actually
wagon
have
ride.
a video of
Yeah,
that.
and the Headless Horseman would chase you, and it
Way
was
back in the trails in the woods.
it was so cool. So this is very different than that, but I'm glad that we've gotten to do so many different aspects of the Headless Horseman at Fort Wilderness.
Right, and this is basically a photo op. Even last year, they attempted to tell the story where they had a recording about Ichabod Crane and the whole legend of Sleepy Hollow, where this year it was really, truly just the horsemen came out and they did a photo op.
And they also had guests carved pumpkins. And I really like that a lot of these are real pumpkins, because a lot of times the Disney resorts, if they're going to have pumpkins, they are not real. And it doesn't, not that it matters, but I just think real pumpkins are cooler. So we're just looking at those pumpkins, the carved, really, really nicely done. You've got, now we're looking at Mickey. And that reminds me of Davy Crockett Ranch at Disneyland Paris. You've got a minion, a purple minion. You've got Madame Leota. You've got Donald Duck. And we had seen the Hatbox Ghost, I believe, on the other
Right. I mean, you wouldn't know it from looking at this, but this was incredibly popular. I mean, I had to wait like maybe over 10 minutes in line just to walk past these. I mean, it was an absolute crazy scene, but I'm glad that so many people loved it.
And Chip and Dale were making s'mores. And here is, So the carts, and I thought it was the top 6, but they were side by side. And when I was over there, they did not have all of the carts. So you could go look at like the Starbucks cart, the August Cantina cart. The top carts are sitting here for guests to look at and talk to the owners.
Is that the order that they're in, or are you just voting for them?
You're voting.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're voting for them. So they, upon arrival, they were parked. So there could be more than 6 because the Pandora, I don't know if the Pandora one was over here when I was here.
And we just saw that the Starbucks had a 6 on it, so we know there's at least 6, and we'll see if any of them have a 7. I'm glad to see the Nightmare Before Christmas be represented here in one of the top carts. And the tank was also one of the top ones.
That's quite a few carts that eventually made its way over here. It used to be they'd show up earlier when it was still light out. That Slinky Dog Dash cart was really cool too. Really, really just very creative.
Well, I'm glad that I'm kind of glad I waited to go over there so I can see them all lined up.
And I was over there when it was lighter out, so I saw them in the daylight.
7. So Darth Vader was number 7. So
yeah.
they must have had the top 7.
And
8.
8? Oh my gosh.
8.
That's
okay.
a lot.
Top 8.
That's a lot this year.
So that's okay. So now we know there was
Unless there's 9. No.
No. The tank was the last one. So that was 7 and 8. So there you go. So I'm very curious. I hope one of our viewers can tell us who won or what the order was.
And when I was over there and they were arriving, there were 6. So the tank was added and the Darth Vader was added while you were over there.
Overall, I had a fantastic Halloween Eve. We want to thank our friends for letting us kind of join them. It was a great time.
And also, we're just looking here at, they have so much decor from the guests. And I wish that we had had time to see everything because every year is just amazing.
But holidays do tend to collide sometimes, and this was November 1st. You could still see some of the Halloween bunting on the train station, and Mickey and Minnie arrived. There was just a light amount of Christmas at the Magic Kingdom.
More than I would have expected for November 1st, though, because they had just taken down overnight
all
the Halloween.
So we went back yesterday, which was November 2nd, and the tree was out, and you could see all the bunting was removed. All the Christmas decor is out front, ready to go. So we're getting very close. The only things left are a few of the displays and, of course, the toy soldiers.
Right. And so Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party starts in less than a week on November 8th, and that runs through December 20th. The Christmas season here lasts much shorter than Halloween season, even though there's much, much more to see, around all the parks. So it really is like you feel like you're kind of running from place to place sometimes to get to see it all. But here's a Christmas tree. It went up yesterday. Again, nothing else in Town Square has been placed as far as the toy soldiers.
And it's the usual Christmas tree setup. I think all of these are returning favorites, but I do love to see them in person. Right. I like the train, the Lily Bell, and I believe it's, I forget what the caboose is called, but we're going to be seeing that in a moment.
I just think that it's impressive how quickly they were able to take down the Halloween and put up the Christmas. And just a couple days ago, they had the just a few days ago, they had the last Mickey's Not So Scary. Not So Scary.
Oh, it's the
Carolwood Pacific.
I should have remembered that.
Just like in the Disney's Wilderness Lodge.
Exactly.
So you have a bear here. Like it is pretty much the same year after year, but it's still fun to see.
And I love the beautiful. I don't know what do we even call that?
They're
it's
like
not
wreaths. Now they replaced garland when Disney's Festival of Fantasy Parade. I think that began in 2015, and we used to have garland over Main Street, but because of the dragon, Maleficent dragon, they couldn't have the garland anymore.
Right.
So then those were put there on the sides.
So you can see we are lined up to go to Adventureland because yesterday was the very first day for the world famous Jingle Cruise.
And I really enjoyed the Jingle Cruise. I'm really glad we were able to get in there yesterday. Yeah,
I'm glad we rope dropped it too because for us
it got busy really quick.
It got very busy. We waited a very little time, but by the time we got out, it was quite almost 40 minutes.
Right, and
right away at 9:00.
And we waited about 10,
About 10.
maybe 10. So we're looking at the tarantula here with the little Santa hat on. And of course, the skippers are celebrating the holiday season. There's like I don't remember that from previous years. It's almost like a little
snowman.
Yeah. And I was really trying to get a picture of it, but it was hard because we had to get into the boat really quick. Yeah. So we had a great skipper.
He was excellent. Really
named
fun.
Sean. Excellent skipper. Hopefully you get him. And so we're jingling all the way.
We're just going to look at some of the more obvious of the scenes, the Christmas scenes. These are classics. They return every year, but I do love them. And the main thing is the jokes. They're all Christmas or holiday, I should say, holiday-themed jokes.
Always a little different. Not every scene is, covered in Christmas.
Right.
But it's fun when you get to see that. And of course, we had the backside of water as well, that famous backside of water.
And you can see the boat itself has some Christmas garland and decorations on there. Here are some Christmas or holiday gifts, we could say, as we enter the temple.
And he had his hat. He had it sort of like in his belt or something, I noticed. So as we're going in here, you also see like the tiger. Also, there's the various animals and such will have like Santa hats. The tiger has one as well.
And we have is this Trader Sam's here all decked out? Yes, it is Trader Sam's.
Right, and so you got a little.
We were on the wrong side to really see it, but it's pretty much what we've seen before. A little bit of
holidays there with the poinsettias and all, and on the way out you see Santa, and then we're now on the omnibus.
Yes, we had the good fortune of being able to ride on the top of the omnibus. There was nobody in line as we were getting off the Jingle Cruise, and you said, let's ride the omnibus. I think that was a splendid idea.
Well, we were talking about doing it from Town Square to the castle, and I said, why not? Why don't we
It's better this way because you're seeing the tree.
And I didn't even think
you're approaching the tree.
I'm like, nobody's getting on it. Why don't we get on? And it's a great way to do it. The Dapper Dans were also on the trolley right in front of us, so we could hear the music.
The Dans were singing all the way down. It was just
it was really great, and you can see the Christmas decor that's up here a little bit better, but it really is. If you get the omnibus at Town Square, it's going to be much busier because most guests are coming into the park.
Right.
But we grabbed it, and there was like 3 of us on the whole omnibus, and I just thought it was such a nice way to get some pictures and just enjoy the holiday decor.
No matter where we are, the omnibus is a favorite. Being at Disneyland Paris, here at Walt Disney World, or Disneyland, we love the omnibus.
But we tried to take it. Then it was like, well, let's take it going back again, but.
It broke down.
It was like a bucking bronco.
Yes, from the omnibus.
They tried it like 5 times, and it just didn't work out.
So the holiday goodness continues. We're going to head over to Gaylord Palms, one of our favorite places for the holidays. And I believe here comes Nutmeg, the gingerbread man, with all the artisans from all the way from Harbin, China. These are the artisans that carve and design all the displays that are going to become ice.
2 million pounds of ice is carved by about 40 artisans, and where they live in Harbin, China is very cold. So having like 9 degrees of ice is like
9 degrees is
nothing
nothing to them. It gets -4. Wind chill can be -40. We were told.
Yes. So I can't even imagine that. So they were welcomed, even though they've been here a couple of weeks already and they've been carving. They were welcomed with a lion dance from Orlando's Wa Lum Temple. And this is something, they always do a little something now for the carvers. And then they'll go back into that 9 degrees, just as we did.
I remember many years they would be giving out oranges. They would have baskets of oranges. But a few years ago they started, I think at that time it was a dragon dance. And this year we have a lion dance. Mm-hmm. It's always very fun and very energetic. I enjoy that very much.
And I think the carving team really seems to enjoy it.
Yeah, they're all sending it back to their friends and family at home and posting it on social media. So yeah, you could tell they're very happy. And they were happy to see us inside ice. They like so many times I got a wave and a smile and a thumbs up by them, and I was told they really enjoy being appreciated.
So here is Elf in Ice. Again, this is going to be 2 million pounds of ice carved into the story. You have...
He even looks like Bob Newhart somehow.
No, he does.
Amazing.
They're amazing. You know, you have, just like Will Ferrell is Buddy the elf in it. And you can see the various scenes. There's going to be 10 different scenes. And, you know, they are very in depth, you know, really, really well done. So it'll feel like you're going through the story. Yes, Elf with Buddy the elf, who is seen throughout. And they were carving right there. And I'm not sure what we're going to look at. I think the narwhal.
Yeah, I love the narwhal. I had no idea they existed in real life either.
And we had to stop this because I wanted to make sure
Denise wasn't
that
sure.
that was true.
I was very surprised. It was because of the...
Gaylord Palms.
Right. What was it called?
I Love Christmas
movies.
Yes.
And one of the movies was Elf. And they had a narwhal in it. And somebody had told me they are real creatures.
And the unicorn of the sea. I did not even realize that. And it's possible that I knew that before, but I did not remember it.
So there you go.
Yes.
There's the knowledge of the week.
And we're just looking at the various scenes in ice.
So the Empire State Building back there.
And you've got Santa's reindeer, and they're still being created. This is the ice slide room. And the ice slides are always really fun. And I think they keep making them better and better.
That's for sure.
And I want to say that they're making all of it better and better, because even when you look at the various, it used to be you'd just see kind of sheets of ice and, you know, carved, and it would be a single color. But they're making more multicolor carvings now, which I think is really interesting. I don't know if we'll show that totally, or
I think so.
maybe already have. But I just thought, like, there's a chimney, and it looks like there's rocks in the chimney of, you know, different sizes.
We will be seeing that.
And right there, that's something that they've never done here in ice before, like that chimney. And I guess, you know, it's a little more complex, right?
Oh, definitely more complex. But I mean, it adds real quality to the finished product.
And we're still looking. It looks like we're going to be heading into the nativity scene, because this is crystal clear ice, which is actually the hardest ice to make. And this is something that has been in every ice since, and I think it started in 2003. I was at the second one, so either 2002, 2003, around that time is when ice first started. But they have had this nativity scene all along. And ice this year will be running from November 15th through January 4th. 2025, and they have other activities also, like the snowball build and blast. There's, you know, the
so many that we always enjoy it every year so much.
And you can find discounted packages of, you know, like bundles of different items that you can do. I looked online and I thought some of them were really good deals. So head to the Gaylord Palms website if you're interested in the event.
And did we mention that this was the first ever for a year that Elf was in ice? I don't know if we mentioned that, but this is a debut.
Right.
It is this will be the first Elf that Gaylord has had ever, or any of them. Because
there's a number of Gaylord hotels, and so when, like, here they're debuting, you know, Elf, and, you know, Gaylord Palms is where it started, but Marriott owns the Gaylord hotels now, and has for a number of years. And so all of the Gaylord hotels do this and have also for a number of years. But now, once you've had Elf here, you're going to probably see it at, like, Washington National or one of the other Gaylord hotels next year. Right, they rotate the different ice.
So that
themes.
Is another show. We want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Yes, thank you to our sponsor, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Head to their website. They also are Universal Fan Travel. And if you're interested in going to Epic Universe next year.
Yes, we talked all about that last week. So exciting.
Head to their site. They do everything. They do all the cruises, not just the Disney cruise. They do, you know, they're really big into Universal. They're very much Disney specialists. So if you're looking to, let's say you want to do both Disney and Universal in one trip, they can really help you with that.
So there is so much coming up that Christmas is not taking its time. We're ramping into Christmas fully. Holidays, we're going to have the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party in just like 5 days from now. Unbelievable.
Jollywood Nights.
Jollywood Nights, we'll be doing that also the next day, back-to-back parties. And then Disneyland, I believe on the 15th starts the Christmas.
Yeah.
So the holidays will be out to Disneyland to welcome the holidays there. So there's just so much going on.
But we
all
have
around.
2 Christmas parties before that. So
3,
we have,
actually.
No, well, I don't count Jollywood. Mickey's not Very Merry, Jollywood, Mickey's Very Merry, and then Disneyland. So we've got a lot coming up.
Full force,
yes.
bedlam of the holidays.
But great,
Yes.
like I
I'm
love
excited.
the holidays. And I mentioned earlier, when we started, there's a very short period of time. With Halloween, there's not as much to see. Well, at Disneyland, there's a ton to see, but you've got several months to do it. And now we're at, like 2 months, but there's so much to see.
Really
and
less than 2 months.
Even if it's just like 2 months, you've got, all 4 Disney parks. You've got all the resorts. You've got Disneyland. You've got Universal.
SeaWorld. I mean, SeaWorld has a tremendous
and Legoland
holiday. Yeah,
as well.
Legoland. Yeah, so
So
many.
much to see.
Gaylord Palms.
Gaylord Palms Ice. So much to see in a very short period of time.
So thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week. Happy holidays.
Have a great week. Happy holidays.